Hey crafters, what's going on? It's Alex Vanover back with Divine Design Crafts, and I promised you guys at 651 Vinyl I would go live showing you how to use the amazing StarCraft ElectraFoils, and so that's what we are going to do this evening. You guys, when you realize how easy these are to apply, you are going to be shocked and you are going to want to go buy all the colors because you guys, look how gorgeous these are. So we're only going to use this blue rainbow holographic because I think this is going to look best with our design tonight. But if you guys really insist after I show you what it is, I might be open to using one of these two. These are just the colors that I have at home. But if you go to 651vinyl.com where I got these, there are literally, you guys, like 80 colors of these or something like that. It is insane. So I'm super excited to show you guys how these work. And you guys are going to love this. So I'm super, super excited. So give me a moment to share this around so that I can tell all of our friends about our live. But if you are joining me, let me know where you are from and if you're excited to learn about foils. Oh, so amazing. I'm so excited, you guys. So excited. I don't know about you guys, but I am staying inside this weekend. It is hot as a mother here in Louisville. Seriously, it's like 110 degrees with the heat index this weekend, so it's about to be crazy. And it's going to be like incredibly hot. So we are staying safe and staying inside. And I hope you guys are too. Let me know if it's as hot for you as it is for me. Hi from Arizona. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Oh, of course. And my laptop died. So awesome. Let me get my charger. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. It's just on the other side of my table. All right, guys, sorry, I'm back. My laptop died, but I promised everyone at 651 Vinyl that I would share the link in the group. So I can't let them down. Got to do what I said I would do. So I wait for my laptop to get started again. And we'll show everybody how to do these things. So let me know if you guys are joining me, if you have ever used foils before or if this is a first for you. So let me know in the comments because what I kind of saw from the group when I was talking about them and asking people about them, people either use them and love them or they have never tried them. They might have even ordered them because they were so pretty, but or maybe you've ordered foils, you've tried them and you haven't done them successfully. There's a few people that I noticed had that problem too. So we're going to solve all that. We're going to answer all those questions because you guys are going to be blown away at how easy this is, seriously. And the reason that I got so acquainted with these foils is because you guys probably know that I work full-time for 651 Vinyl, and this fall we launched like 40 more colors or something of StarCraft foils. It was crazy. And so as we were launching them, we did a ton of lives and stuff like that to promote them and get people excited about them. And the more lives that we did and the more stuff we did like that, the more that I learned about them too, and the more that we were able to educate you guys on how to use these. And it seems like they really skyrocketed in popularity. Our sales of them have gone up because I think people just have a better understanding of what they are and like how to use them. So it's not anything crazy. It's not anything crazy complicated. They just needed somebody to show them what to do. And so I think you guys are going to be converted. I think you're going to love them by the time we're done. And I'm super excited to show these to you guys. Super pumped. Let me just share these on a couple of our groups. And we will get moving. I don't think this is going to take all that long because the foil process is not a hard one. Not at all. Sorry guys, almost done there. It just takes a second, but we get so many more people on the live. It is so worth it for me to take a minute to do this. So Lori, you said that it was blistering hot in Arizona. So our heat index here is going to be about 110 if that ends up what they said it was going to end up. So Lori, if you're from Arizona, is that normal for you guys? Because I feel like I heard that Arizona is hot, but it's like not very humid or something like that. Does that sound right? I've never been to Arizona, but it's like the heat is just different. So it's hot, but it's not as hot as people think it is because there's low humidity or something like that. So let me know if I'm correct, Lori, or if I'm completely making that up, because that's totally possible too. Who knows? All right. Whoa. My computer's having a spasm. Okay. There we go. So that's in the 651 group. Just a couple more places. And I don't know if you guys can hear that beep, that like periodic beep. That's my heat press is right beside you guys, and it is heated up, so it kind of makes this little noise. So if you hear anything crazy, that's probably what it is. And my wonderful, fabulous husband is, he's actually out in the garage working on making a table for my heat press. I am so excited, you guys. It has been kind of a slow process. So if you follow me, and we've been talking about the fact that I've moved in the last couple of months, and so the rest of my craft room is still a disaster. It looks okay right now behind the camera because this is just one corner, but the rest of it's pretty crazy. And because I am so short, there's really not a great like table or cart that I have found that's the right height for me to comfortably use my heat press. We actually measured what height I needed at so that I can use it and I can kind of get underneath it and really pry it open when the pressure is really high. It's not really high very often, but we like took the time to measure and everything. So my husband is outside in the garage working on that right now. So if you hear anything crazy like saws or something, you're right, it is a saw, but it's my husband building a table for my heat press, so I can't be mad. I'm super, super excited to see what he comes up with because he is really, really talented at building stuff. So now that we have everything all shared, make sure that you guys say hello. Let me know where you're joining me from. And if you've ever used foils before, because that is what we are working on tonight. And I am super excited. If you guys don't know me, I'm Alex Vanover, and I work for 651 Vinyl. And then I also have my YouTube channel on the side. So this is kind of my thing that I do at home. Hello, thank you so much for joining me from New York City. That's awesome. Welcome. This is my thing that I do at home, but then it also ties in with what I do full time. So it's a really cool, process to go through. I am like wrapped up in crafts like all the time because I do them all day at work and then I come home and I do them all night too. But that's okay because I love them. Can't get tired of them. So the Choose Your Adventure sale, it was this week at 651 Vinyl, and it's still going on. So if you are watching this currently right now on Friday, July 19th at like 9:30 Eastern time, it is still, hey Corinne, thanks for joining me. The Choose Your Adventure sale is still going at 651 Vinyl until midnight Eastern tonight. And the whole pretense, I don't know if you guys know this, but I send out all those emails and like pick the themes for all your sales and that kind of stuff. So my whole thought behind the Choose Your Adventure sale was to get you guys to try something you've never tried before. Corinne says, what is this color and why don't I have it yet? This is blue holographic rainbow. And that's what I'm telling you guys, it's going to change your life. Like you guys are seriously like, you're about to be evangelized about StarCraft ElectraFoils. You're going to fall in love. I'm telling you. Look at these other two that I have. I don't think I'm going to use these two because we're doing like a Mandala mermaid. And I think this would look better on my mint shirt. So let me know. So this is blue holographic rainbow. This is one color option for our design tonight. This one, okay, you guys, I have a confession. I can't remember if this is violet or amethyst, but it's one of those two. Hey, Margaret, thanks for joining me from Tennessee. That's awesome. So this is another color option. This is either violet or amethyst ElectraFoil, and this is matte fuchsia. Look how gorgeous this is, you guys. Okay, so Corinne says that this is violet because she has it too. So I love this one. And I think all these colors together are beautiful. But we'll get into this in a few minutes. But foils are not super great for doing multicolored designs, especially if your designs overlap. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've done it. I've tried it. But if your designs overlap, it's hard. It's hard to get it right because if any of this foil touches the adhesive, it's going to stick. So you can't layer it, and it is hard to do multicolored designs unless like the pieces are like completely separate. So if you had like the top of a pineapple and a bottom of a pineapple and there's like enough of a gap there, you can do it. But if like the colors are all intertwined, it's kind of hard. Yes, Alice, I know. Like, look at these freaking colors, you guys. So pretty. So I think we're going to use blue holographic rainbow. But if you guys really disagree for my mermaid mandala, I will change my mind. We can make whatever you want. I really don't care. We are using this Walmart mint t-shirt. That's what I'm pressing my design on. Super excited about that. And I know you guys can't see it, but it is cut, I promise. Okay, Corinne says that she wants to see the blue holographic rainbow, and I'm with you. So we have 2 more colors of holographic rainbow. I believe there's a purple one, which I know I have seen on Sarah Goodman from customer service has a really pretty shirt with blue holographic rainbow, and I think there's a pink holographic rainbow as well. But yeah, this stuff's seriously gorgeous. So this let me finish what I was saying about the sale. And then, hey, Ashley, thanks for joining me. I'm so glad that you're here. So I'll finish talking about the sale that's still going on. And then I'll get into like the process of foils. So the Choose Your Adventure sale, the whole idea behind that was to try to get you guys out of your comfort zone and try something new. Everything's on sale, so no excuses. All the HTV under the HTV menu is on sale. So that means that at the top bar of the website, there's a little drop down for HTV, and everything in that drop down is 10% off. And the code for that is adventure in all caps 2019 2019. Hey, Tanya, thanks for joining me. So you want to know how it is on the shirt compared to Caesar holographic. That's a great question. So it kind of depends on the finish of the foil. If you guys have ever like surfed the foils, you know that there's like literally like 80 different colors or something like that on the website. And so the holographic looks very sparkly, even though it is smooth, whereas the foil has more of like a shiny metallic finish, I guess is the best way to put it. But we have holographic foils too. And when you use the well, I guess this is considered a holographic, but there's like, I can't think of the names of them, but there's a couple that look just like StarCraft Magic, and they look just like holographic. Like you could barely tell them apart. Ooh, good point, Corinne. She says the foil is softer on the shirt too, and I completely agree. The crazy thing about this is even though it's a 2-step process, and that's usually what intimidates people is the fact that there's 2 steps, even though I promise you guys they're like the easiest 2 steps ever. You can barely feel it on your shirt. Whereas holographic, you cut on light cardstock if you have a Cricut. And if you don't have a Cricut, then make sure you check our cut settings document on the left side of the homepage of 651 Vinyl. That has all the cut settings for all the most common machines. But it is a lot thicker. That's why you cut it on a thicker setting. And so it has a little bit of a stiffer feel. That's not something that bothers me. Some people don't like the feel of HTV. I really don't care. That does not bother me, so I don't mind either. But these foils, you guys, are like, I was going to say baby butt soft, but that doesn't really make sense for HTV. But they're really, really soft. You can barely tell that they're there, and they're super comfortable to wear. And yes, they are super durable. That's another question that people have all the time is, does it last? Of course it lasts, because if 651 Vinyl carries it, it's amazing. Hello. You guys know the answer to that. I've washed my foil shirts a bunch, and I've never ever had like anything flake off. Most of the time people have a harder time with application than they do with like durability. If you apply it correctly, it's going to outlast the shirt, or in Troy's words, it will outlast the garment, because this stuff is thebomb.com. So let's not waste any more time. Let me tell you about this process, and let me move my tripod down. Hold on. You're propped on a yoga block, guys. You like my innovation there? Because I had to get you up a little higher. So let me show you what I have here and what I've already done and what I'm about to do after I get you level. Okay, you're level enough. So this is Caesar Easy Weed Adhesive HTV. This is also included in the sale. It is under the HTV menu. And it basically looks like cloudy HTV is essentially what it is. But this is the adhesive that goes on the shirt first. And then we put the foil over top of it. And rip it off like a Band-Aid. So we'll get there in just a second, but you're gonna start with this adhesive, and you cut Caesar Easy Weed adhesive the exact same way that you cut any other HTV. You cut it shiny side down, mirrored, of course. Mirror your design, put it shiny side down on your mat, and cut it just like anything else. Then you weed it just like anything else. But the really cool thing is that you don't have to weed this actual foil because all of the weeding is done on the adhesive. So let me get started with that. I had another couple sheets as well. You can buy the adhesive in sheets or rolls. I would usually recommend that you just go ahead and buy a whole roll, because when you buy the foils, you get this size of a roll, and I've used some already, but you get this size of a roll whenever you buy the foils. So if you're going to do that, you might as well buy a whole roll of adhesive as well, just so that you never run out, because you can't really apply the foils unless you're applying them to paper without the adhesive. So this is a little bit tricky to weed because it is clear. I have my studio lights in here because we're doing a video, but if you don't have good lighting in your room, I highly recommend a, well, there's two things that can help you. One is a tracing pad, or like in Cricut's words, a bright pad that goes underneath your HTV. Or for HTV, I actually prefer to use like a headlamp like you use for camping. That really helps me see. So if you guys are like me, I may be young, but I have really bad eyesight. So I like to use a headlamp to help me see when I'm struggling to weed. So as I pull away, this is the adhesive and this is the carrier sheet. So you can definitely see a difference. And once you get your design started, it's really not too bad to weed. It's just a little intimidating to get started because it's so like close to clear. So I'm just gonna get this thing started, and then I'll start cutting away some of the other pieces. There we go. So what I love about these mandalas, you guys, and I will share these when we're done. I couldn't seem to get the link working from my phone. But what I love about these mandalas that I'm using is they're basically like one weed, like you barely have to do any weeding because the little lines are all connected to the outside of the design, if that makes sense. So as you pull off your perimeter, you just have to pull up a couple lines in the middle and the whole thing comes off, because I am not a weeding fan. I know a lot of you guys love it, and that's awesome. Good team, good for you. I hate to weed. I feel like it's a waste of my life, and a few minutes of my life I will never get back. So I hate to weed, but I love these mandalas in particular. There's like a whole bundle of nautical mandalas on Design Bundles where I got this, and I will share this when we are finished, because I think it is like, I think it's super fun. So we're sort of at a point where I need to rip some stuff off and get rid of some stuff so I can see. There we go. And I'm using my mint pin pen from 651VINYL because mint is like one of my favorite colors of all time. So that just, if I have to weed, I guess I'll use something pretty along with it. So while I am working on this, make sure that you stick any questions about foil in the comments. Let me know what your questions are, what you're apprehensive about, because I wanted to do this all for you guys. As we started talking about like this week when I was encouraging you guys to try something new, a lot of you guys brought up foils as something that you'd love to try, but you were scared to do it, or maybe you have some and you haven't tried it yet. And I really want to encourage you guys to get out of that comfort zone. And I want to encourage you because I also used to be that crafter. I used to be kind of a scaredy cat crafter, if you will, about trying new things because I was just so intimidated by it. But now, obviously, working around lots of vinyl, I've tried lots of different things, and I've really learned that if you just go with the flow and try it and figure it out, it's okay if you screwed up. It's not a big deal. You just buy some more and try again, and that's kind of what makes it so fun. So foils have definitely been an experience like that for me, and now that I know how to use them, I'm like literally addicted. I have foiled all kinds of things. One of my favorites is doing foil on reverse canvases. So we bought like cheap craft canvases from Hobby Lobby, and last November when we did an employee craft night, we made Christmas canvases with them. And oh my God, you guys, it is so pretty on canvases even. It does stick a little bit to the canvas material just because the material is textured, but it also like kind of gave it like this little bit of glittery look, and it was super cool. So you can use foils on most things that you can use HTV on. You might want to use a little bit more caution with them just because they definitely have a technique to them. But if you're willing to try it, I would love to hear about it. Because so far I have done foils on several canvases, on lots of shirts, just about any fabric really. Tote bags, anything like that have been super, super cool. So see how this is a mandala, but like the pieces just are all connected, which is perfect for me because I'm a weeding hater. We're actually almost done. Let's have a few more lines. And that's the one tricky thing about one of the few tricky things about foils is that since the adhesive is clear, you need to be really careful and make sure that you're weeding everything you need to weed, because it is a little bit hard to see. But basically the foil is going to go wherever the adhesive is. So if you forget to weed something, the foil is going to stick to it, and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it, because at that point the adhesive will be underneath the foil. So there won't be anything that you can do to go back and get it better. So just make sure that you double check your designs before you take the plunge. So like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but like there are some circles right there that I need to make sure that I grab, because my little mermaid will have filled in circles if I don't grab them myself. Oops, that's okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. I almost grabbed her whole circle, but we saved her. I think this is going to turn out super cool. This bundle has a lot of really cute designs. There's like a turtle and a whale and this mermaid and a starfish and a seahorse, I think. So just like some super cute summer things, some lazy weeder mandalas, because that's so me. So while I'm weeding, let me know what questions you guys have about foils or anything you're apprehensive about. Let me know if you also took part in the Choose Your Adventure sale, and if you were excited about it. I hope you tried something new, whether it was foils or not. Maybe you're just here to like observe and learn about what I'm doing. You guys are going to be shocked. It's the bomb. You're going to want to foil all the things. Basically, what intimidates people about foil is that it's a two-step process versus a one-step process like HTV. HTV, you cut it, you weed it, you press it, and you're done. Uh-oh. We lost part of her thigh there, I think. But that's okay. We're just going to go with it. It's all good. Whereas with foils, you are basically, when I get this all weeded, I'm going to tack this down onto my shirt for 5 seconds, just like you do when you layer. I'm just quickly tacking this down, and then we're going to go back and put the foil over top. But we're not going to weed the foil. We're just going to put the foil over in like one big square that covers our entire design, and press it and the adhesive together for 15 seconds. And then what we have to do is wait for the foil and the adhesive to be cool to the touch. So not just room temperature, not just cool down a little bit. That is the key here, cool to the touch. And I'll show you guys some tricks on how to cool it down faster. If you're an impatient crafter like me, I have learned it all to get it done as fast as I can. But that's really the key here, because one of the problems that I see a lot of is people say that they didn't mean to distress their design. Their design has little like lines or like little flecks of the foil missing. And typically what that means is one of two things. Typically they did not let it cool long enough. They were impatient and they ripped the foil off before it was cool, or they did not use enough pressure. So one thing to note here is that even though foils can be done with an easy press or an iron, it is a little bit difficult to do, because I'm going to turn, my heat press is I've already adjusted it. Oh, Cupcake says that I bought foil and adhesive with the sale. Yay. So you've been waiting for this video. I'm so excited. And I think your message even said you were in Maui. How cool. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys how to do this, because I think you're really going to like it. So I'm just checking over to make sure that I have all the pieces out that I need. So what I was saying is the two things that people usually get messed up on is they pull it off before it gets cold, or they don't have high enough pressure. So Lori tried the foil and it came out looking distressed. It was cool looking, but not what she meant. Yeah, so Lori thinks that she probably needed more pressure. Yeah, Lori, so let me know if you were using a heat press, an iron, or an easy press, because if it was an iron or an easy press, that probably was the issue. You do want to kind of go, I'd say you want to go between medium and firm pressure. You don't need like crazy pressure, but you do need more than on your average HTV. So let me know, Lori. So here's my design now that you guys can finally see it. It's like a mermaid. She's seated, and like, look how pretty. So that is my style of mandala, and I like that I can take out these thin lines, but I'm going to have lots of surface area, so you guys are going to be able to really see my foil when it's all done. If I was doing a regular mandala and pulling out most of the inside and just leaving the little lines, you guys wouldn't be able to see my design very well. So I think this is going to be really pretty. So let me get some stuff out of the way here, and I'll shift us over to my heat press so I can show you guys what to do. Oh, I'm sorry, Lori. I think you just commented back and I missed it. YouTube is a little snot, and my little messages only stay up for like 3 seconds. So if I'm not looking, I totally miss what you're saying. So I'm going to stick you guys right here. That's my heat press is on the table because I don't have a table for it yet. And you guys, can I just like, even though my husband probably doesn't watch most of my YouTube videos, I just have to give a shout out to him. He rocks, because my heat press is currently sitting on the floor when I'm not using it for videos. And he is out in the garage right now building me a table to put it on. This is this desk that I use is like one of those IKEA, like raisable desks. And so we put the heat press on here, and we actually measured, what height I want my heat press, and he is out there building me a table. So shout out to the amazing crafting husbands. Also, look at this, like, crafter's win. Look how my t-shirt matches my heat press. What? I did not do that on purpose. I just like, in case you didn't notice, I like mint things. So I'm gonna start out by preheating my t-shirt. I don't always do that, but it's nice to kind of get some of those wrinkles out and not have to worry about that. Oh my gosh, my pressure is a little bit high here. I need to go this way. Nope, still high. There we go. So I'm just gonna preheat it for a couple of seconds. And I'll show you guys some things that I do to make foils a little easier. Also, I'm sorry, my tripod's on the table, so it's probably shaking a little bit every time I do my press. So one thing that I was sure to do that I want to show you guys and highlight is when whoops, let me show you that. Let me just turn it around. Hold on, because I'm bad at that angle. So one of the things I did is I made sure that all my seams were off of the platen of my heat press before I did that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the foils, because this adhesive is just like any other HTV. The carrier sheet is sticky. So once I get it placed, I can put it on my press in such a way that no seams are on the platen of the heat press. And that is really key to getting that high pressure, because if there are seams in the way, high pressure is not probably going to happen, because when you do things like have your, like, let's say your collar on there, if we press our flat HTV right here, this collar is going to be in our way. So, that's a pro tip for you guys who use heat presses. If at all you can get the seams out of the press, get the seams out of the press. So I'm not going to worry too much about placement. I'm checking my carrier sheet for spare pieces of adhesive, because like I told you guys, if the adhesive is there, the foil will stick. That's just how it works. So I'm checking to make sure there's no spare pieces. I think she looks pretty good. So I'm going to go about 3 inches down. I'm not too worried about placement. I'm just going to eyeball it. Stick it down a little bit lower here. Especially because this is such a long, a long design, not a very wide design. So I'm not going to worry a ton about getting it straight, because I don't think anyone's ever going to notice. All right. So I feel like that looks pretty good. So I'm going to stick this back in my heat press, and I'm just going to tack it down for 5 seconds. Just enough, just like when you're layering, just enough to get it stuck down. I've got my collar and my sleeves off my press. So we'll pull this off the press and remove the carrier sheet. I'll move this down a little so you guys can see. There we go. So we'll remove our carrier sheet. And so you do want to give the adhesive just enough time to not be tacky anymore to the touch, but that really doesn't take very long. It's very, very quick to set. And then you're just going to take your foil of choice, whatever color you want. And I'm going to cut a square that's just going to cover over top of my design. So I don't have to do any weeding. I don't have to do anything crazy like that. I'm just going to put it out like this and cut just enough. And again, you guys, you get such a huge roll with each one of these that you purchase. They are a little pricier than your average HTV, but you get so much in the roll, it is unreal. So you don't really have to be as concerned with waste as you do with like typical sheets of HTV, because there's like, if I remember correctly, there's like 25 feet or something on this roll. So there is tons and tons of foil. So I'll make sure that you guys get a really good view of this because this is really the key here. So you're going to lay your foil on top of your adhesive, and you're not going to do it shiny side, or well, you're not going to do anything backwards. You're just going to put it straight over top. But one key here is to make sure that all of your edges are covered. If you underestimate and there's any adhesive sticking out from underneath your foil, you're not going to get it all covered. But the really great thing about that is if you do happen to do that, you can totally fix it by just putting more foil over top of it and pressing it again. But another tricky thing about foil is that you can't overpress it. So that's another reason why layering is not recommended with different colors of foil, is because if you overpress it, you're actually going to dull the foil itself. But if you really have to, if you do miss a piece, you can totally go back. Like let's say that like I missed a little chunk of her tail. I could go back and cut a little square that big and lay it over top the adhesive and press it again and it would be fine. So I'm actually going to lay this on the press before I lay the foil over it, just so that it doesn't shift. And make sure along the way, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you post those in the comments. And obviously right now I can't really see them, but I will go back and answer them, or I'll answer them before we're finished. So definitely let me know if you guys have questions. So I have everything laid out on my heat press, and I'm just going to stick my foil on top, make sure we're not going to miss any of the mermaid's tail or her head. Nope. All right, so now we're gonna press this for a full 15 seconds. And I'm still at 305, which is what the Easy Weed adhesive needs and what the foil needs. So super easy. Scoot you guys back a little. All right. So the foil is already stuck onto my adhesive, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this off the press, and I'm going to let it cool for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to show you guys my handy dandy hack for cooling down my foil super fast. Because Heather and I have done lots and lots of foils, and so we were jokingly playing around with it one day, and then we really figured out a way to cool it down, and we were like, holy crap. So you guys are gonna laugh. So what we do to cool down our foils faster is we actually take the foil and either rub it on the wall or on a window, because science. So because the foil is really hot, if you rub it against something that's a little bit cooler, the heat is going to transfer from the hotter surface to the cooler surface and kind of suck the heat out, if you will. So it works with walls, but it really works best with windows. Right now, it is like so freaking hot out there that I really don't know that the windows are much cooler. But either way, it's going to help. And the windows are glass. Hey, Stacy, thanks for joining me. So if you're just now joining me, I have just pressed my adhesive and my foil on top of my shirt. So now is the hard part. Now we wait for it to cool. But I'm going to turn my tripod back around, and I'm going to show you guys what I do that is really silly, so you can make fun of me. That's okay. I'm going to show you guys what I do to help cool down my foil. So right now I can touch it and it doesn't really, it has kind of a neutral temperature, if you will. I don't really notice the temperature of it. But the key here to making sure that you do this right is that the foil actually needs to feel cool to the touch on your, like on your fingers. So not just neutral, not just not hot, actually cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shirt and I'm literally just gonna rub it up against the wall. But you have to make sure that the foil is not bent over, because if you start to rub it on the wall, you can actually rub the foil off of the adhesive a little bit early. So I'm just gonna stick it flat up against the wall like this and rub it like this. And I know that looks insane and that's okay, but it really does work because the walls are cooler than the shirt. So it does a really good job of cooling it down. All right, so let's see how that went. I just saw somebody posted something and I didn't see it. So I'll go back and see if I can find it. I'm a big fan. So another couple of things that I have found that help me to make sure that my foil is completely cool is to actually walk away, because it's so exciting when your foil is done and you want to rip it off so bad, but if you do it too early, you're going to get that distressed look. So one tip is to like walk away. Another tip is to be like the last press that you do before bed and then leave it overnight. You certainly don't have to do that because it doesn't take that long, but I found that that works better for me to make sure that I stay patient and I don't rip it off too early. So it's feeling pretty good, but I'm not quite feeling it cool. So I'm gonna rub this shirt on the wall one more time, and then I think we're gonna be ready to peel. It's this bottom part that didn't get as much love. So I'll hold that against the wall. I know, you guys think I'm nuts. That's okay. What'd you say? Your favorite is the shattered glass. Yes, it's so pretty. You could stick it in the freezer. I don't know if that would work, but hey, try it and let me know. I think all the hacks to cool the things down are better. Somebody posted in the group, I think it was yesterday, something about like, does anyone else get anxiety when you're waiting for your foil to cool? And I'm like, yes, girl, me too. But there's some ways to get around it. All right, folks. Let's see how she feels. Yep. So the foil actually feels cool when I touch it. Not just neutral, not a little warm. It actually feels cool. So that means that she's ready. Oh yeah, Ashley, it's a great point. Ashley Jones was just saying that she has like a marble or a granite countertop. So because like the rock is usually a lot cooler, then you can totally go lay this on that and it'll suck the heat right out. So great point. Yeah, anything that's like generally cooler, like glass, rock, anything that's cooler would definitely help. But like I said, I'm upstairs in our house, and so I don't know that our windows would be any cooler than the room right now. But either way, all right. So who's ready for the moment of truth? Let me know. Comment, tell me if you're ready to see what this amazing blue holographic rainbow looks like when you rip it off. Anyone? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do it. Lori's holding her breath. Okay, don't pass out, Lori. Are you guys ready? So another tip before you do this is make sure that you rip it off like a Band-Aid. Don't go slow. Don't be scared. You just gotta rip it. Oh, Michelle's ready too. Okay, you ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Ah! You guys, look how perfect it came out. You see, I told you, it's not hard at all. It just takes some technique. Okay, guys, get ready, get ready. I'm gonna turn you around and show you the full view. Oh, look how gorgeous. This turned out awesome. Oh, good, Deborah. I'm so excited. I'm so glad you get a chance to try it. So see, I missed a little piece of her thigh, but that's okay. Look how gorgeous. I know, Lori, see? And like from every angle, it looks a little bit different. This is such a pretty color. So this is the blue holographic rainbow. The holographic rainbows are some of my absolute favorites. Oh, good, Michelle. So you've bought some too. Well, look, now you have no excuse not to try it. So I might have even been a little impatient, you guys. There's a couple of flaws in mine too. You see them? They're really, really slight. Thanks, Deborah. I love it too. So there's a couple of flaws in mine too, but I'm not too worried about that. Like I said, if you're getting really like If you're really worried about it or if it's really bad, you can always cut another small square, stick it over that spot and press it again. I probably wouldn't press it for the full 15 seconds, maybe for 10, because the problem is that if you over press this stuff, it will dull. So you don't want to do that too much, but basically anywhere there's adhesive that didn't grab any foil, you can repress and the foil should grab it. So like, look how amazing that turned out. So pretty. And if anybody wants the link to these files, I am happy to send that to you. So let me know in the comments if you want that. But yeah, basically guys, that's it to the foils. Like, they're really, seriously, really simple. There's nothing crazy about them. So let's spend a couple of minutes talking about specific questions that you have. Okay, Michelle, I will put it in the description for you guys so that you can come grab it. So let's spend a couple minutes talking specifically about your questions. What problems have you had? Where did you struggle with doing foils, or did I answer your questions? Did you have a problem that I already addressed and you think you know another way to try now? So let me know. Also, I've heard some discussion about like using this, using these over and over again. So obviously, basically the adhesive picks up this pigment, but all the rest of the stuff is left. So another great thing to use foils on is koozies, you guys. Koozies are awesome. So this is another thing that koozies are gorgeous on, and you just need little tiny scraps like this to be able, you know, like a square this big, to be able to cover your koozie and try it. So yeah, another pro tip. That's another thing I've put foils on. Margaret, you said yes. Were you saying yes? I answered your questions. With regular HTV, it's recommended to line dry t-shirts. Do you recommend the same for foils? If Lori's asking if you should line dry or dry these in the dryer, I always recommend that you line dry if you can at all. I think it just really helps. The dryer gets so hot, and because these are heat activated, just the idea of those two competing makes me nervous. So if I can, or if my husband is doing laundry, I've trained him to take out my shirts with HTV on them and hang them up if you can. So I definitely recommend that. If you do have to dry them, I would recommend like drying them on a lower setting if you can. Like, I wouldn't dry them on cotton probably, just because I don't know for sure that that could happen, but it seems like something bad can happen to your foils, and you don't want that. So that's my recommendation. Anybody else? Any other questions I can answer for you, or problems that you've had and you can't figure out what the issue is? Another frequently asked question I see about these a lot is if you can layer these with other other types of HTV. Is the foil similar to deco foil that you make for paper crafts? Yes. So you actually can use toner from your laser printer, and you can use StarCraft ElectraFoils on them as well. So it's very, very similar. Oh, thank you, Margaret. I'm so glad you think so. She says our design is beautiful. Yeah, so back at Christmas, Troy tried that. We were pretty sure it would work, and he, like, I guess he had tried it before. And I have a piece of paper on my desk with the snowflakes still on it. So this is like a similar type of foil. And I actually bought a foil quill to try with this stuff too. I haven't tried it myself, so I don't want to tell you if it works or not, because I can't say for sure. But I bought a foil quill to give this a shot too, because I know that you guys get these big rolls, and maybe you're doing a big thing of shirts, but maybe you're not, and you don't know what else to use it on. So I need to try out that foil quill and see if these work with that too, because that would be another really cool thing to use, especially like this Christmas. We have like some red star patterns that would be really, really pretty on Christmas cards, you know, and just general like decorations and stuff. So I'll have to keep you guys posted on the foil quill. So make sure you bug me about that. If I don't say anything, bug me about it. Make me do it, because I bought it. It's at work, and I just haven't opened it because I've been so busy, but I need to just go ahead and get to it. So no one's asking any other questions, which tells me that you guys probably have most of your questions answered. So I'm really glad, and I hope that this was a good like lesson for you. I hope you could pick up a couple things from the process that I did. But if you have any questions, whether you're watching this live or not, put it in the comments, and I'm happy to come back and answer these for you, because I really want you guys to get excited and try these. But I understand that there's like some technique to them, and I don't want you guys to be frustrated or feel like you bought a product that you don't love. So definitely ask your questions. Let me know. Let me know if I answered a question that you already had, because if there's more frequently asked questions, I definitely want to know. Lori said it's been super helpful video. You're so welcome. Good. Yes, can coolers are awesome. They are so pretty. So good, Lori. I'm so glad that I could help you, and I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me. Because this is a little bit of a little bit longer than regular HTV, but as you guys can see, it is so worth it. Here's another final look at this foil. Like, look how gorgeous this is, you guys. It's so worth it to try to learn it. It's so easy. Like, unbelievably easy. So just because it's a two-step process, don't let that scare you. It is awesome. So if you haven't already subscribed to Divine Design Crafts, please hit the subscribe button. Oh, someone said you just joined and you want it. Good, Vicky. Yeah. So if you guys are just coming in, look how amazing this turned out. And as soon as I end this live video, you can go back and watch our process. It is awesome and like so easy. Like none of it is rocket science, you guys. I promise. It's stuff that you do all the time. And you don't even have to, you weed the adhesive, but you don't even have to weed the foil. Like it's so easy. So I will finish up here with you guys. But if you guys haven't already subscribed to Divine Design Crafts, please do, because I go live or do new videos every week. So there's always something going on here, whether I'm giving you some project inspiration. I'm about to do like a filming marathon tomorrow because August and September here in my house is about to be crazy. So I'm trying to get a bunch of content filmed for you guys, and I'm so excited with what else I have to bring you. And if you learned something in this video, if you'll give it a big thumbs up for me, I'd really appreciate it. And if you like and share this video, that is a huge help for me because it spreads the word about my channel and it lets people know all these amazing things that you can do with StarCraft ElectraFoil. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope we can craft again soon.